Carry this out, put it down for your pants.
Mate. She's hard as shit. It hasn't got one in it. Oh.
Hello and welcome to Payneham Oval today for Div 6 of the Adelaide Footy League. We have a very interesting game on our hands today. We have Payneham Norwood Union versus Broadview. Both teams off to a decent start, I'd say, coming into this round 6 clash. Looking at the results from last week, we'll start with the visitors, Broadview. They currently sit 7th on the ladder, 2-3. Their last game, just losing by 17 points. They're winning each quarter of that game to Shock, so Shock the undefeated team. They were in front at each quarter break, but in the end, goalless quarter in the fourth quarter, and Shock just showed their skills and ended up with a 17-point win there. And as for Payneham, they're sitting 4th on ladder, 3-2, 51.96 percentage, so good percentage on their behalf, and 20-point win last week in a very high-scoring game, 101 to Brighton Bombers, and they won away from home, Payneham Norwood Union 121, so 20-point win there. Again, a good win for them away at Brighton. However, conceding 100 points, I don't think the coach Jeremy Cheney will be too happy with that. So we'll look out for that if how their defence holds up and, against a formidable Broadview side with a lot of skill around. Looking at the game today, very good weather here at Payneham Oval. Good home crowd, lots of people all around the oval. You see them on our stream. Thanks to Dartfish, our sponsor for today. A lot of cars also around the oval, especially to the right side of your screen. Good to see at local footy level. They get around their clubs. Nice canteen here, coffee. Everything is good for us today. Beautiful weather for footy. Just me today, Jad Gosson, on your stream here for Dartfish. I'll take you through all the game, and as we see in the middle, the Broadview have won the toss, kicking to the left of your screen for the first quarter. Looking at the goal kickers so far this year, for Broadview, the most goals so far is Russell with 12, and Boras, the vice captain, in charge today with 11 goals. As for Payneham, they have Wagner and Hodges 12 each, so two very dangerous combo up forward. As well as Viney. The other one to look out for is in the best players. Everyone knows how good he is, coming over from Norwood, 26-year-old Matt Nunn. He's been in the best players every single round so far, so definitely looking to continue on that streak, and if he does, he'll go a long way of them winning this match today, I'd say. A few changes last night from the team. One big out for Payneham, Jad Spence. He's as well one of their better players. 4 out of 5 in the best for him, and he's out for this game. Late change. In comes Thomas Altamore, number 27. As for Broadview, we have Jaden Ryan, which is one of the other vice captains, and Ethan Smith out, and in for them is Jackson Barr, 23, and Tom Morgan, 28. So good luck for them guys. Hopefully they'll be good with a late change in. The team's just in their huddle here, getting underway very soon. Both teams will want to start strong. We've seen both teams when they start the first quarter strong, it's been very helpful for them. And at home here with all the crowd, like I mentioned, Broadview want to start strong to really nullify the crowd noise and keep the atmosphere on their side. So it's going to be an interesting first quarter, I'd say. Thanks to all our sponsors, Dartfish, as well as Archie Songs for the best player. So look out for who you think might be the best, and they might just be the player that gets those Archie Stonks at the end of the game. As the players line up, we're getting ready for the first bounce today. Interesting to see the defence of Broadview in a bit of a huddle still, as the rest of the team spread out around the field, but their defenders are just in a bit of a huddle talking about and getting ready for a strong defensive showing.
you're right though.
The players lining up here as we look for the first bounce. The ruckman there, standing over the ball, looking for the first tap, getting their team off to a good start. The tap comes down by Kelly. He's been very good recently as well as they look for the first clearance of the game. The rush kick comes forward, but well taken by Broadview into the first 50 for the game. Good lead and good mark immediately. Sometimes that rush kick catches the defenders off guard, and the Broadview player was in the perfect position to get that catch, and then just immediately turned around and knew that his player will be doing that run and doing the lead like he always does. So we'll try and guess who that player is now, but they're going to have a shot from about 35, 40 metres out, not much of an angle at all. Kick nicely and it goes in. Very good start here for Broadview, just the start they wanted, with the first goal coming their way. And very well taken there, about a minute in already having the first goal of the game, and really getting that quick start to try and take the game away from Payneham early, and like I said, just quietening the crowd a little bit. The ball back in the middle now, so they want to do better than that, is the Payneham midfielders, to not let it out so quickly. They do just that now, handballing it wide. No luck there, so they just trying to get rid of it, trying to get it away, but wrapped up nicely, and Broadview do well. Good tap by Kelly, but no one in particular. There's a few players there wrestling for it, but it looks like it's going to be a repeat stoppage eventually. What will the umpire call? Yes. The ball dribbling towards the boundary line. Nice clean hands though by Scrimjower. There's two of them out there. Felix this time. It's going to be a free kick before the kick came, so no advantage. So they're going to go back and get that one again. That goal earlier coming from Borash, just had one eye on him, waiting for him to turn around so I could see his number. And Jackson now, long down the wing. No mark, good punch over the back, and it'll be a boundary throw in just towards the advantage of Broadview's fifth half. Boras, of course, already with that quick goal. He's got 11 goals now, 12 so far in the Adelaide Footy League, 5 rounds in, so good effort from him to get off to a quick start and find his kicking boots once again. He's been crucial for Broadview this year, as acting as a vice captain as well. Was back to the club this year, so well done by him, and a quick goal by him will really see if he can kick a bag today. The ruckman flew over his counterpart in Kelly, but no mark. No free kick, and now Broadview into the forward line. Long kick, doesn't make the target. Nearly caught, dribbling about. Is it going to be a rush behind? Eventually, it is a rush behind. So nearly tried to take the mark, but good work from the defence just to carry it through. And quick kick out, which I like to see. And right down the wing are Payneham. They do well. Use his body to shield off the player to get into the 50 now. 2-on-2 situation in the defence. Advantage Broadview side. Taps it towards the point and goes out for another rush behind the other way now. So from one rush behind to another. A little bit of an appeal there for deliberate, but he had a bit of pressure on him, so the umpire just gave him the benefit of the doubt and just a 1 point on that occasion. Straight through the guts. Finds Baker. Not too much movement off field, so just kicks it wide and then nicely intercepted by Payneham to rebound it in, trying to get a repeat inside 50. 4.5 minutes played in the first quarter. They go inside 50 again. Can someone mark it? Nearly, but there's a defender that's just standing in front, so it'll be the defender with a clearing kick, trying to get out of danger with a nice intercept mark. Looking for the switch of play now. He's got teammates down the field, 2 of them there. They raffle it off and give it off to the winger, who goes long down the line now. Looking for a mark, one-handed mark, nicely taken. Plays on quickly as well, Boras into the forward line now, and nicely done there to take that mark. Very well played from Broadview, from one end to the other, finding that 2-on-1 situation on the wing, and then the quick kick down to Boras, who catches it one hand and doesn't worry too much about that, and just quickly gets on with the job and finds O'Leary, who had good forward movement for a midfielder. And now Cooper O'Leary looking for the second goal for Broadview. Kick comes in nicely, just makes the distance, but the kick is on target, so it is the second goal going the way of Broadview. 0 goals, 1 plays, 2 goals, 1, 13 minutes, 6 minutes played on the Sportal scoreboard, and a very good start to Broadview, 2 goals to nothing as we wait for the ball to get back into the middle. I'll be very happy with that, and their coach Matt Burgess, after their strong showing last week against Sacred Heart, off to another good start here, and really looking to capitalise on this hot streak they got. Nice tap by Kelly towards his teammate, who clears it, Anthony Giannini. Looking to go on the forward line quickly is Payneham. Another one-on-one situation, lucky bounce, but does get tapped just. The bounce nearly went over the defender's head. He just found a way to tap it through for a rush behind. So another point on the way of Payneham, and we saw last time that they got a kick out, Broadview. They got a goal from it, so we'll see if that happens again, or how they exit their defence this time. They're not afraid to take on the ball. They don't go wide like some teams do, looking for the boundary in case of emergency. But this time, Broadview have just gone straight down the guts one time, and this time just slightly wide, but not wide enough for it to be a boundary line situation. So it does cause a stoppage eventually, but on the wing this time. Soccer kick forward, just getting it forward any way they can. Broadview, and dealing with it down there, trying to spin out of trouble, but nicely stole from Payneham, and as they go wide and long, but intercepted again by Broadview. They've done that a few times now. We'll keep an eye on if that becomes a pattern. Towards the 50-metre line now, Broadview. No mark taken. They've got plenty of players there, but so do Payneham. Eventually it is Broadview. They get that kick inside 50, looking for a big mark, but nicely read there by the defender. Beautifully done. Shielded the space with his body and took a chest mark in the end, but he did all the hard work early to have that position and read the play nicely. Beautiful kick there to get the mark in the middle of the ground. Nicely taken by Chris Danzig, who handles it off, looking for the chip inside 50 by Campbell, marked just inside the 50. He plays on quickly, looking for a closer player in a better position, and that's what he gets in the end. Taken by Hodges. Hodges with the mark about 45 metres out, not much of an angle, but we know how good he is as well. 12 goals this season already. They'll want to get this one just to settle the nerves and get back some momentum. Nicely kicked. Just drifts wide at the last second, so it is another behind goal on the way of Payneham. 0-3, 3 plays 2, 1, 13, 9 minutes played. That would have been an important goal there, so unfortunate for it. Hodges and his team couldn't get that one, but good work from Payneham to work the ball into that position. A nice kick into the middle, and then a nice mark which caused the running, overlapping, and finding a mark inside 50. And unselfishly finding Hodges in a better position. So if they can do more of that, they'll get plenty of goals. As the repeat inside 50 comes, and now they get a nice mark by Viney. with Wagner having 12 goals this season and Hodges another 12 this season, they take the best defender, but it leaves Viney having 8 goals this season. We know how good he is as well, and Viney will now have a chance to make it their first goal this season. Tight angle and just stays tight, and it's another behind. Viney's been the top goal kicker for the last 2 seasons, so for him to have potentially the 3rd best defender on the team is a very big win for them. As well as Wagner having their BNF last year, so him being top of the goal kicking also would worry defenders. So definitely a lot for the oppositions to worry about when it comes to versing Payneham and their extraordinary attack. We saw them get 121 points last week, including 18 goals, so that's a very good effort, and if they can get 18 goals often, then they'll go a long way of making finals in Div 1 footy. Broadview just chipping it around, just trying to get forward, but there's not much on. Eventually they find the player in the hole, but the kick just overcooked, and Kelly nicely intercepted there by the ruckman. Into the forward line by Dodson, looking for a mark. The defence comes to help out. There's about 3 or 4 of them there to try and get rid of it, and eventually that's the numbers win out as Broadview look to counter-attack now, long down the wing. Need to go fast, so they do, trying to get forward before the Payneham defence can set up, but they've gone a little bit wide now, so just letting him get back. Over the top to Russell. He's tried to soccer kick at central, probably should have tried to pick it up there because he missed his kick, not very well done. Now the pressure's on, and eventually it's going to trickle towards the boundary line, but he goes forward and eventually finding any kick if they can. The pressure's on there for the defence. Nice courage there to get the ball out and get the handball away, but the pressure is still good from Broadview and wrapped up for a stoppage. About 30 metres, 35 metres from Broadview's goal. Nice tap there, but nearly to the advantage of Broadview, so they're trying to spin out of trouble there and get it out of there. Payneham now kicks it away, just to anywhere. They've got numbers, but the handball straight to the Broadview player. Handballed it straight to the opposition ruckman, to Barr, who goes forward. Looking for the forward kick, Hodges, Alex Day looking for the mark, but nicely intercepted by Payneham defence. So the defence really under pressure early and holding up the last few minutes, but still conceding 2 so far. But Payneham now racing into the forward line. They got options, or will he shoot himself? Decides to have a shot, and he gets it. Very nicely done there by Sparkle. A bit of a counter attack. They defended well, got the intercept mark in defence, and just quickly rebounded from there. He ran into the forward line, had a few options deeper in their own forward line, but had the space to get onto his preferred foot and nail it from about 45 on the run. Nice goal there by Sparkle, and a much needed goal coming away of Payneham to get off to a goal, their first goal of the game. You can hear the crowd when they score that goal. They're up and about. They're really wanting their team to win here at Payneham Oval. Payneham, of course, in Div 1 footy for the first time in a few years, coming runner-up in Div 2, but have started better than the premiers, I'd say, in Golden Grove. I think that's fair to say. So really showing that they belong in this division, and definitely with a venue and a crowd like this, they can have the passion as Payneham go forward again quickly. Has a shot on goal. Big goal there, big snap by Matty Nunn, kind of out of nowhere. The ball just trickled a little bit wide with that kick from their entry, but then found a way to centre it, and that snap coming real quick, picked up the ball quickly and just snapped it straight away. And if it's anyone that kicks the goal to get them back in, it's going to be Matty Nunn. 2 goals, 4-16 now, plays 2 goals, 1, hitting the lead for the first time, a 3-point lead 14 minutes into the first quarter. Two very quick goals for Payneham. See if they can continue this momentum and try and get another one quick, but Broadview were like, no, we'll get the clearance this time. Just into the forward line, bouncing. just trying to pull his way through the pack, but gets wrapped up eventually. It's going to be a stoppage right on the 50-metre line for Broadview. Tapped backwards by Broadview behind his head, but towards his own goal. But in the end, it's just too much congestion. It's going to be a repeat stoppage. Kelly in the rock gets 2 hands to it. Tapped down to his teammates, trying to clear it from there. Again, another stoppage. So 3 in a row, right in the same spot. Trying to get out of the danger zone, gets smothered, so it's going to be another stoppage, it seems, yeah. Payneham got that one-man spare in defence, so in case a quick kick does come from Broadview, they've got someone there in the hole to try and nullify that attack. But they are here off now. Has a shot from about 50, snaps just wide to the left. 2 points the difference as we finally get out of that stoppage run. So now it will be Payneham to kick it out. Anthony Giannini here right in front of us on the bench, waiting to get on as the ball's just been stuck in their own defence for a while for Payneham. Stoppage on the wing, so we'll see the ruckman battle again. Reed in the ruck for Broadview. We'll see a lot of him. He does shoulder most of the ruck work. As for Payneham, they do switch it a bit more, but Kelly is in the ruck still. So he's been very good. Last time I watched him, he was up there in the votes for the best player of the day. Kelly taps it towards the wing, looking to get it forward, but stolen by Broadview. Big clearance coming from the ruckman Reed. Nearly takes the mark with a slips catch, but well done by Dodson and a few others there just to have a bit of room to clear it. Campbell long down the wing. Nicely marked. Had pressure and from everywhere, and Harrison Viney there with a beautiful mark in front of the crowd. They're loving that. As they go wide towards Kristansig. Kicks it into the forward line nicely, and another mark. This time to that man, Tommy Wagner. As I mentioned a few times, Wagner 12 goals this season, but also 3 out of 5 in the best players. So not only does he feature in the goals a lot, he does get in the best players according to the coaches and according to Play HQ. So Wagner now has a shot, left footer, beautifully kicked, but drifts wide, and it's a behind. So a few behinds coming to Payneham at the moment. It's okay, but we'll see if it costs them in the end. Last week kicking 13 behinds to go with their 18 goals, so a high scoring game there, but we'll see if it affects them in a game like this today. Looking to go forward again is Viney. He took that good mark on the wing. 3-on-1 in the defence, but that leaves the Crummers free. Snapped nicely, just couldn't find the goals, and the defender on the last line defence couldn't mark it either, so it's another rush behind. A few rush behinds as well. We'll remember that when it comes to their behind total, as Broadview have rushed behind about 3 times off the top of my head. But you're seeing some of the stars get involved. We saw Nunn, of course, with that goal. We saw Kristansig a few times, as well as Viney and Wagner, and a big holding the ball by Kelly, another one of their stars. You love it when the ruckmen do the defensive duties like that. Big tackle, and now into the forward line. Can anyone mark it? Big pack forming, no mark, and a big tackle means that it's going to be a stoppage. This time 30 metres from Payneham's goal. Looking for a bit of room to get a snap away for a goal, but it's going to be a lot of congestion in with both teams not wanting to give away the clearance, and it's going to be a repeat stoppage about the same spot. Nunn there with the snap, wide. Nunn just knows how to break through those tackles and break through the stoppages and gets the snap away, looking for his second. but no luck as it just goes wide. Broadview have a lot of chances to kick it in. Let's see if they switch it up or go down the middle like they have been. This time they do go really wide and find a mark right on the boundary line outside 50. Not much movement though up the field as they look to progress the ball. Goes inward this time. Should have took the mark, had a few goes at it, but now Payneham can rebound off that drop mark into the 50 on their own respect. Looking for the kick, looking for the snap. Here it comes. Nicely taken there, and a beautiful goal coming the way of Anthony Giannini. That drop mark in the middle by Broadview, very costly. They did well to find him in a pack of players, and he had 2 chances to grab it, just didn't have his hands or arms strong enough there to grab it and take a hold of it. So Payneham were able to get the ball back and get it in the hands of the dangerous Anthony Giannini, who finishes very nicely, about 45 metres out. 45 metres out, snapped with his right foot straight through the middle, and they needed that one just to extend their lead a little bit, take a little bit of pressure off their own defence, extending that lead out to the 11 points. "21 minutes played, so into time on now as we see if any red time goals do occur." Reid and Kelly again in the ruck. Clearance comes away at Broadview, but they've got numbers back Payneham to really not let them progress. And because of that, they go forward in their own right. The ball bobbling into the forward line, into the forward 50 any way possible. The defence do clean it up with an uncontested mark just to relieve the pressure. Not wanting to see it again, Broadview, with their good start, and then to go 2 or 3 goals behind will be a bit of a disaster for them, I think, just off how they started and kicked the first 2 goals of the game. Tom Morgan out wide looking for the ball, but instead they go the other way towards the congestion and the pack on the wing, and nicely intercepted by Payneham, who look to bring it back in. High long ball there. Good luck trying to mark that one as the defence just cleans it up after no mark was taken. Spins out of trouble and taken nicely just to again relieve the pressure, but they play on fast, running and handballing down the wing now. McKinnon Collins looking for a mark down the field, but over everyone's head and goes out for a last possession rule. Payneham looking for one last goal this quarter, really extend out that lead and really reverse the momentum massively. Just chipping it about now in their half, so not too much urgency to go forward. It can be good, you know, there's no rush to go forward, make a mistake, reverse the ball. So, but saying that, the switch of play was not taken, so now Broadview have players back to try and get a goal. Bit of scrambling from both teams, desperate to do something with it, but in the end it's going to be a stoppage, so a bit of an arm wrestle in defence as both teams a little bit fumbly, not trying to make a mistake, but ending up with a stoppage here. Broadview tap it out wide, looking for the shot at goal, but it is nicely picked up by Mackenzie, who goes and takes it out of their own defensive 50. That kick really wide from Broadview, just staying in, or it's going to be out for a boundary throw-in. Looked like to be a last possession rule, but they just got a touch on there, and now it's a stoppage, a boundary throw-in just inside the 50 of Broadview. Punched away by the ruckman, nicely done there, and the big long clearance comes, just getting it out of danger. No mark taken. Broadview have a few numbers there trying to get it forward, and they do, but nicely smothered, not letting the ball inside the 50, and wrapped up nicely, holding the ball. Yes, it is. Holding the ball to Broadview now. They can go inside 50. Looking up the field, a few players making a run, but nothing crazy. They do go that direction in the end. Big fly, no mark taken over the back. It's going to be a walk. It's hit the post. Hit the post from right in front. A big pack of players formed, no one marked it, bounced over to the roving player at the behind the pack, running into the goal and hit the post from straight out in front, 5 metres out. No pressure, running into an open goal. That's one for the bloopers at the end of the year, but big let off for Payneham there. Certain goal, instead it's going to be behind with the post still rattling from that. A big let off there as time ticks down for the first quarter, 25 minutes played, and Broadview will be remembering that one at quarter time. What could have been a free kick here now going the way of Broadview and going the way of Fergus, who just chips it wide now. Need to go forward, and they do eventually. Looking for a mark. Does take the mark, so needs to go back and kick it into the 50 quickly. They chip it into the 50 now, looking for a mark, and they do. Important mark there, could be after the siren. The siren's set to go any second as he takes his time and goes back, does his routine. Is William Reid the ruckman? Has a bit of a ring to it, Reid the ruckman. About 45 metres out, bit of an angle, but if for the right footer should be okay. Comes in now, is drifting, floats through the goals. The kick really just spinning all over the place, so not a traditional kick, but went through the big six, that's the main thing, and he loved it with a bit of a soccer style celebration as he kicks that one, and a big goal for Broadview just to bring the margin down to 4 points as the clock ticks for the first quarter. Very unconventional looking balls that floated through the air, but important goal nonetheless. 3-7-25 plays 3-3-21, and Broadview, after kicking the first 2 goals of the game, get their third goal after 3 in a row by Payneham. Is there time for another goal? We'll see. Taps it backwards to go forward towards Fergus. McKillen Collins is there. Switches to his right foot, goes down the line. Into the 50 again as the siren sounds. Four points the difference as we go into quarter time. A very interesting quarter. Both teams having patches of momentum, patches of domination. First 2 goals going the way of Broadview, then 3 in a row to Payneham, and a late settler there by Broadview. And we did see a big hit the post from directly in front, running into an open goal. So a big moment there for Broadview. Could come back to bite them, but we'll go to the break and a few messages, and we'll be back with the second quarter soon. Welcome back to the second quarter here in the Adelaide Footy League. Round 6 action at Payneham Oval. Very interesting first quarter, just 4 points the margin as we go into the second now, just the players preparing. We saw a lot of action, a lot of back and forth from both teams and good footy all around. As we get off for the action here. Going forward now, Broadview looking for the mark, but just over the top of the attacker and nicely taken by the defender. Just the easiest situation there. Seven behinds in that first quarter for Payneham. That is quite a bit of behinds. 3 of them were rushed, so to give them credit for that. But hopefully they can straighten up with their goal kicking and fix up. But Broadview in their own right, 3 points. So really, it's very similar in terms of the misses and one unmissable shot as well coming from Broadview that could come back to bite them. As Payneham now scrambling to get it out of their defence. Tries to handle for a few players and just smothered along the way. Play on, says the umpire. Looking to go wide and kill the pressure. Dodson there couldn't take the mark, just bounced way too much in front of him. Not his fault, but does well to follow up with a big tackle. Another stoppage coming. The ball just keeps alive and keeps bobbling around, so now Broadview looks to snap it away. Looking for any bit of space to get a kick away, but again a lot of congestion, no one wanting to give out the ball. Kelly, nice tap over the top by the ruckman as they find a kick wide. Nice mark there. Very nicely taken by Campbell. He was good in the first quarter as they looked to get away their own defence through Kelly. Long kick down the line. Reed's there to intercept it, but just taken in front of him was Dodson. Both players basically had their hands on it, but Dodson just stole that one, and they're going to go forward now. He's been good as well. Into the forward line now, big pack, big flyer out the back, bit of a specky from the Broadview defender, but no mark taken. And now another stoppage in the forward line, this time the other forward line for Payneham. Wagner in the ruck, handballs it off to the roving player, the snap coming along, and it's another rush behind for, so Broadview rushed it behind, so it's going to be a point gone away Payneham. We've seen them not afraid to give up those rush behinds, but there's only 4 points a quarter time, so if it stays that tight, those rush behinds could be crucial. Maybe it might be worth trying to pick it up and get it out of there. Of course, sometimes it's unavoidable, but it might be something to think about for Broadview and the coach, Matt Burgess. Handball to Reed. Reed goes inside so they can try and look for the ball. Along the wing now. Tackled without it, says the umpire. It's going to be a free kick to Boras. Boras now, long down the wing now. Nicely taken by Day. Looking for an attacker. Long, big jump by Russell. No mark taken. Trying to get there first as Broadview. They do a few handballs, trying to find some space towards Jackson. Outnumbered in the tackling department. His teammates now come to help, so it's congestion once again. Bit of physicality in this one as they arm wrestle to get the ball in their own territory. Big clearance by Payneham, but to no one in particular. Now the ball again just in that congested kind of action, and the umpire will sort it out. Four and a half minutes played in this quarter. Very interesting start as both teams not really giving away much. We've seen a lot of congestion and a lot of strong defensive actions in terms of punching it and just doing everything I can not to concede. Still goalless. But now Payneham into the forward line. Nice handball over the back, looking for the kick towards the goals. Just goes wide, and it's another miss. Just the 2 points so far, both going the way of Payneham in this quarter. Broadview now go really wide, but do find a mark. Tries to chip it forward, but it bounces just before the player, so no mark taken. Goes back where it came from, and now trying to switch the play up Broadview. No one on down the line for the switch, so just has to chip it. Now good work there by the midfielder to run wide to help out. Finds Barr into the forward line. Russell. Nicely taken in by Russell. Good switchy play by Broadview. I liked how the opposite winger slash midfielder just found his way onto the wing because there's no other options, and he just sprinted hard to get free and take that mark and progress the ball forward. And nicely done by Barr to find Russell, the top goal scorer so far for Broadview. Has a kick.
What do you want to drink?
Just to the left, so behind. Russell with 12 goals so far this season. Couldn't add to his tally yet so far with that miss, but Payneham with the kick out, finding Nunn. Now to Dodson. Nunn sprints hard to get the ball back, and he does with a handball. Chips it wide. Nicely done though by Morgan to get it out of there. But intercept coming by Payneham, who go long now. And sitting there again in the hole is Reid. He's done well to get back when he's not needing the ruck to help out in defence. Done a few nice things as they go wide to Jackson. Jackson to the forward line. No mark. And the defence by Payneham do well to get it out of there. Couldn't take the mark though. Just over the top of his head was Owen Thomas. And now Broadview get another inside 50 towards Russell. Couldn't take the mark. Nearly did though, so pressure's on now. Weaves in out of trouble as he gets it out of there. From Shirley to Haynes. Haynes long as Broadview just again set up nicely behind the ball. Repeat inside 50s. But again to no one in particular. And eventually goes out for a boundary throw-in. We've seen Broadview get a few inside 50s in a row, but all their kicks are just high and wide or high and long, not to anyone in particular, and really not targeting anywhere or someone in particular as well. So no luck so far trying to get that shot on goal, but that's nicely taken by the ruckman in the forward line. Snaps it, but touched off the boot. Two behinds each, so still the same margin as quarter time. He did well there, the forward line ruckman, just taking his opponent out of it and getting the snap away. And there's the actual ruckman, Reid, sitting again in defence as a spare man. Allows them to get the ball back. Looking for a snap here. Handballs it to look for a teammate as he's under pressure. Here he is, trying to get the snap away, and he does. Point. A lot of points this quarter as Boras with that snap. Just a little bit too skinny. We've seen a few inside 50s and Broadview doing well to lock them into their own 50. It'll be interesting now to see what Payneham do with this kick in. They've had a few chances to get out of defence, no luck yet. finds Sanzo, the captain this afternoon. Looking up the field, and that's where he goes. Towards one of the taller players there, but no luck. But the Rovers do well to just dribble the ball forward. Good pressure by Broadview though, but goes over for a boundary throw. And yeah, good pressure by Broadview, so found a little bit of room, but quickly taken away and from them and forced them wide, so the handball wide just causes the stoppage. Broadview win it from there, using the pace to get away from trouble and chips it into the forward line. That's better, finding someone. Lowered his eyes, found someone making a run and takes the mark, although it's about 50 metres out, bit of an angle, but it's better than earlier where they just were bombing it into no one in particular, just hoping for a massive pack mark or something similar. So they get a shot now. He's going to have to kick it basically on the 15-metre line. Doesn't make the distance, over the top of everyone. Broadview now looking to try and get the ball away, but goes out for a boundary throw-in right in front of a big pack of supporters.
Mia! Hi! Hello!
Few chances now in the forward line, taken straight out the ruck. Couldn't get the kick away though, the ruckman, just no one really contested him, so picked it up himself. But again, set up nicely behind the ball. Saint this time, getting inside 50. Into the hot spot, Russell's there and a few others, nicely taken by Russell. There was a big pack of players there, but Russell just found his way to the front of that pack, and a nice mark by him. Like I said, his top goal scorer, 12 goals this season, and he's quickly getting on with it. Looks confident to add to that tally, and he does.
I reckon I can see you today.
Russell with his first for the afternoon and the first for the quarter for both teams. Gets back the lead for Broadview. 3 points the lead now, as they've been in their own forward line for the good 5 minutes, maybe more, and eventually they do get rewarded for that. When you get those repeat inside 50s and keep putting the defence under pressure, you're going to get rewarded eventually, and eventually they do through Kobe Russell. Nice mark there by Saint on the outside of the 50, and a nice kick inside 50 to give the mark to Kobe Russell. As Broadview win it out the middle again, goes wide and then now back inside. Big fly, mark paid. Stuck his hands up early, took the front position again, and it's always a key when going for a mark inside 50, and gets rewarded for it.
Yeah. She's big personality. And
Ralph now coming in. Kicks truly, and that's back-to-back goals for Broadview in quick succession. Only 2 goals this quarter after seeing 6 in the first quarter, and both those 2 coming the way of Broadview as they extend their lead a little bit and really putting the defence of Payneham under pressure. I did speak about the defence earlier in the match, conceding 100 points last week, not 100 goals. And again, they've stood up well this quarter, but eventually when you keep attacking and keep pushing inside the 50, and they're gonna eventually concede, and they have conceded 2 very quick goals. This time Payneham better in the middle, getting the kick away through Campbell. No mark by the attacker, so nicely done to get rid of it was Broadview defenders there. Looking for the one-hander, Eventually had to use 2, but it's still a mark to Ralph. Into the forward line now. 2-on-1, but standing on the in front of the pack. And good kick, but left. It was 2-on-1, but the Broadview attacker last minute coming in and helping out, which when no one marks it, he was there to clean up and had a good shot was Tyron Hill, but no goal at the end of that one. Back to Hill this time, so really getting involved the last 30 seconds. Kicks it wide, but too wide out in the full. Looking for Russell in the pocket, but the kick just drifting wide, and it's going to be a little bit of relieving pressure now for Payneham if they can get out of here. But again, Broadview have been setting up very nicely behind the ball, really forcing those repeat inside 50s over and over again. Stoppage now on the wing or just outside the 50 for Broadview. As soon as the ruckman takes it out the ruck, they get tackled. We've seen that from both teams. Trying to spin out of trouble, but eventually gets tackled high, says the umpire. So going to be a free kick for Saint. He delivered it nicely inside 50 earlier. Is he going to do it again? He might be a little bit too far out, so might look for a smaller kick, but nope, he just goes long into the 50, on the edge of the 50. No mark, Hill's there, using his pace to get away from the defenders, running out of trouble, but then into a little bit of trouble there, and eventually the defenders close him down. Don't let him progress. Ball still bobbing around in a dangerous position. Looking for the snap, smothered nicely there by Mother Soul, and it's going to be wrapped up, holding the ball as well, so big reward, and the crowd getting involved, loving that effort from Mother Soul. Big smother there, saving what could have been a goal, and then a big tackle to get rewarded with holding the ball with as well. Samuel Skunjau now with the ball. Chips to Mackenzie. Catalano was free for a moment, but eventually gets picked up. So now it's 1-on-1 behind the ball. Nicely taken there, Bryce Santillo. High kick. No mark, but progressing in the right direction. And another big smother there by the Payneham players, not letting Broadview get away with that one. And it's going to be a stoppage. Holding the ball. Again, another smother into holding the ball as they progress it quickly, playing on fast, finding Nunn, who chips into the forward line. No mark, but they're on their feet, looking for a shot at goal. Wagner just missing to the right. About 25-30 metres out. A bit of pressure on him, but on the run and missing Wagner. I think the left foot didn't help him there. It's just a little bit too much off-footed there as he ran towards goal. But better signs from Payneham, finally going forward for the first time in a while. From the kick in, they go wide and then back towards the person who took the kick in, so almost resetting here. Chips it forward, finding a mark. A few people calling for up the field. Russell in the centre circle, but they go wide instead. And again, nice work by Reid to take that mark and progress the ball forward. He's taken a lot of very important marks in this game so far. Free kick going the way of Broadview, just hanging onto his arm, so looking to go fast before Payneham can set up behind the ball real good. Long kick, no mark taken, and Payneham are there to clean up, but handballs it straight to the attacking player and finishes as well. Very well done there to clean up and take the ball away from them. Cooper O'Leary with his second, I believe. And Payneham did well to get the ball in their defence, and then just instead of clearing it with a big kick or looking for a teammate, he kind of just handballed it towards the middle of the ground, which was always a middle of the 50, which is always dangerous to do. And was Cooper O'Leary was onto it, quickly grabbed it up and snapped it nicely. Anthony Giannini now into the forward line, looking for a mark just off the chest, couldn't mark it. And again, the stoppage inside the 50. We've seen a lot of stoppages inside both 50s, and it's going to be another one now. A bit of a delay here. One of the players grabbing his shoulder. Could be dislocated, I say, the way he's grabbing it. We'll have a look as we just pause the game for a second. Harrison Vine is that player. He wants to stay out there, but still grabbing his shoulder. I'm not sure if it's the right decision, but play goes on. Broadview now, going to the forward line. It's going to be a bit of a foot race. Ball bounces, unlucky for them. Payneham there to try and clean it up after it's been taken, but it's going to be a free kick on the way of Broadview, kicking in danger. Maybe a little bit harsh there, was just desperate to get out of there and swung his foot at it, and it's called kicking in danger against him as Russell has the ball now. Russell about 30 metres out, not too much of an angle. Comes in, but misses as well. Viney eventually does come off in front of us here. Tried to stay on, but in the end just has to come get looked at. Still grabbing his shoulder in a bit of pain, so hopefully he's okay. We'll try and keep you updated if we can if he returns. A few behinds this quarter for both teams as Payneham led off the hook after that kicking in danger with Russell missing. Nearly 22 minutes played. Still no goal this quarter for Payneham, so far a goalless quarter for them as Broadview have kicked 3 of their own. Over the back of the whole pack, Payneham now looking to progress it. Picks it up nicely and does go forward. Bit of a 2-on-1 situation, but the Payneham player looks to be the most energetic to get his hands on it. Eventually it's going to be a wrapped up a stoppage. Similar to where we had a stoppage earlier and Wagner had that shot that just missed. So we'll see how they go.
Yeah, hey Tommy, you suck!
Free kick here, so I'm not sure exactly what for, but Kelly does have the ball in his hand, so it was going to be a normal stoppage. Eventually they called a free kick, so it looks like the umpires had a bit of a chat and discussed. Might have been holding the ball, but Kelly now, the ruckman, is going to have a shot at goal, about 45 metres out, straight in front. Looks confident with a run-up. Kicks it nicely. Straight over the umpire's head for a very, very nice goal and a much needed goal. The first goal of the quarter for Payneham. And well done there by Kelly to kick that one and then sprint immediately to the centre circle. Has to do his ruck duties as well, so well done by him, and brings the margin to that 10 points. Much needed settler there for Payneham. They've been under pressure a lot of this quarter with their defence under pressure as well as not scoring yet. So got the free kick, got the goal, and now they're going forward again. Kelly doing his own clearances. Pushing the back quite clearly, so it's going to be Broadview with a bit of pressure relieving here in terms of a free kick in their defence. .24.5 minutes played, they're just chipping it wide to Broadview. Went a little bit backwards, but now goes towards the wing. Towards Bar, who does very well to take the mark. Bright green shoes, Bar. Ralph asking for it, but instead goes wider than him and longer than him. Great mark by McKinnon Collins. Chips it towards Hill. Mark paid. Hill looking into the 50. 25 minutes played, not too much left. Into a big pack. Reed's there and a few others. Boras with that kick, but out on the full. Just had a half a metre to kick it, and he does, but just squeezed on the boundary line, so he's out for and the full. Straight down the guts go Payneham, no mark. Eventually it's going to be a free kick for tripping, I believe, so Kristansig goes wide, a lot of room on that far wing, has the time to pick it up and go forward. Looking to go inside 50 now with this kick. Into the wing, big fly. And they're very far away from us, so I can't really see the number, but I believe it's Kelly again. No, it can't be Kelly. He's right in front of us here in the midfield. We'll try and see who that player is. Very far from where I'm sitting. But they're going to have a shot now. About 45 metres out, right on the boundary line. But just drifts long and wide, and in the end, there's another behind. Broadview now with 27 minutes played, don't want to do anything silly here and then give away the ball when they're in defence. So just chips it, and there's the siren, so didn't suspect there was much time left, and I was proven right as the siren sounds. For half time, very interesting game on our hands here. 9 points the difference to Broadview. We saw them kick 3 goals, the first 3 goals of this quarter, and keeping Payneham goalless for much of it, but in the end they do get a goal through Kelly, and it's a 9 points lead to Broadview at half time, flipping it after a 4-point loss at quarter time. We'll be back soon with the second half here, but stick with us. A very interesting game and a crucial game for finals in the Adelaide Footy League. turn me up. Welcome back to the second half here at Payneham Oval. Interesting game on our hands. 9 points the margin to Broadview after losing by 4 points in the first quarter. 3 goals to 1 in that second. 3 goals to Broadview, and then it looked like Payneham weren't going to get a goal that quarter. It was going to be a goalless quarter, but they did find one with a free kick and a 45-metre goal kind of late into that second quarter as we're underway for the second half. Reid and Kelly all game, they've been together in the middle of the two ruckmen and again battling it out. Broadview had the ball but turned over with a handball. Now Payneham running and gunning into the 50. Chips it wide. Just the required distance. They play on fast because they've got a free player in the pocket in Campbell. And a quick start here from Payneham. Did well to intercept it and then plays on fast. I think Payneham enjoy it more and have had more success when they do play on quickly. And those handball and spreading and really playing on at all costs, it's worked for them so far, and now they have a shot at goal. Kicked nicely, but again just drifts wide for a behind. Would have been a really handy goal to start off that quarter quickly, but it is only a behind going the way of Payneham and to Campbell. But again, we'll see if that pattern continues, because when they're playing on and handballing, it's really helped them get forward. They've done really well. Towards Raf now on the wing for Broadview. Wrong-footed kick wide, but does well and then spins out of trouble as O'Leary going forward. The leading attacker couldn't take the mark, but just over the shoulder, so it's going to be a free kick. The home crowd disappointed with that one, but they'll have a shot at goal in Boras. Boras already has one. Vice captain for today is the captaining today, interim captain. He has 11 goals for the season, or 12 including one today, and 3 goals last week, so definitely knows how to find the goals, and he's having a shot from about 50, I'd say. Quite a bit of angle. We'll see how he goes. Long kick, doesn't make the distance and off target as it's punched through for a rush. So two behinds each to start off this. One behind each to start off this quarter as only 2 minutes being played, but both teams having shots at goal in their own respect with no luck so far. Sprinting from the middle is none to collect the ball off the kick in and does a quick 1-2. Pine Hodges a long way from home as looks up the field looking for options. Towards Campbell, and Wagner comes in, third man up to take a really strong mark. Goes wide and in front is the Payneham player, just couldn't take the mark, but again players running and handballing, none finds the ball. Tries to centre it but smothered, and right in front of the scoreboard there will be a boundary throw-in. None popped up in defence to help out, and now in the pocket in attack, so really runs hard for his team. Of course, we know one of the premier players for this competition, and been in the best players for Payneham every single week so far, so you can see why the coaches are loving his work, works hard and runs hard for the team, always in the right positions. The ball bobbles around, but eventually nicely done by Payneham to get a clean kick inside 50. Just where the 50-metre line meets the boundary, so very far away and a long and a tight angle, but going back a long way for his run-up, so looks confident to have a shot. A few players lining up here in case it doesn't make the distance, and then just goes wide, so makes the distance quite comfortably but goes wide, so it's going to be a behind for Payneham.
No, it's usually 13-4, mate. Yeah, I know you did.
Towards Reid, looking for a big mark from the ruckman, but this time no luck. The Rovers in the midfield helping out, but again numbers for Payneham, and really good work by them early to not let Broadview out too easily and really repelling that ball a few times. Long down the line. Paid the mark was Reed. Handballs it to Russell. Russell towards O'Leary. Good courage by him and gets rewarded for the courage. Number 9. Alex Day actually, not O'Leary, so good courage from Alex Day. They gets rewarded for it as he goes forward in his own respect now. And big fly, big catch too. Strong hands. By Hamish Ralph to get that one. Alex Day just chipping it into side the 50, so Ralph will have a shot from about 40 metres out, 45 metres out. Not too much of an angle for a right footer, just a slight angle. Coming in confidently, already has one goal. Gets close to the man of the mark, but needs it to make the distance, and even with that extra little bit of metres, doesn't make the distance, and it's another rush behind. Dribble kick forward, but works out for Payneham as they have support there to get it forward. Campbell does well to pick it off nicely and sprint away from the pack, but in front is the intercept mark. Another handball to the running from behind teammate, so they progress forward like that once again and looking for anything on the wing, but it's going to most likely be a stoppage in this situation. It will just, the umpire will throw it up right near the boundary line. Wouldn't be surprised if it's a quick punch over the boundary line. We'll see what happens here, but the quick kick comes from that situation and nicely taken there by Wagner, I believe. So goes forward now. A few players are there. Dodson's running hard to find the position, but in front is Hodges. Jack Hodges, strong mark in front there, and plays on quickly looking for a teammate, but straight to the defender who's waiting for it almost. He didn't expect it to go in his direction, but when it did, he took the mark, and they play on quickly. Both teams really are trying to speed up the game, I feel, with their playing on fast. And through Scrimgow they go forward. No mark, Dodson's there again, has a shot. Needs a lucky bounce, hits the post. Looked like it might have been missing, looked like it was falling short, then was drifting towards the goal in the end, and in the end just splits the middle and hits the post.
Why is it so breezy now?
The kick in intercepted there, but no mark, so a bit of panic stations here for Broadview trying to get rid of it. Goes backwards to go forward as the kick chips it wide. Hodges there and a few others, but nicely cleaned up by Hill and Ralph helping out to get the ball forward. Ralph now with that kick. One-on-one over the top of them both. Towards the boundary line, racing, eventually just goes out for a boundary throw-in. Boundary throw-in right on the wing, basically in the middle of both halves, so going to be a reset here as Payneham looks for that inside 50, but then just cleared away by Hill and Ralph working together. Free kick on the way of Payneham from that stoppage. They play on fast. Giannini now forward. Over the top of them. The clean up is the Broadview players there with Fergus helping out. Fergus going forward through the middle of the ground. Push in the back. Just laid on top of his back, so it's going to be a free kick for Boras. Boras has a few options wide, but instead decides to go forward into the 50. Russell in front, no mark, looking for the snap away. The Payneham defence there to clean up, but just fumbling a little bit. Eventually they do get the ball away and finds that relieving mark for Felix Scrimgower. Switches the play. Even in the last line of defence, not wasting much time, playing on fast. Going wide, but working out as they have a player there. Even though they don't take the mark, continuing nicely. going forward now and finding that mark on the edge of the 50. Looking to play on quickly, you see that? And he does it now. Towards Wagner. Big fly. Chopping the arms or a mark. Either way, Wagner's got the ball, and that's always dangerous for the opposition team. About 30 metres out, quite a tight angle, but out of anyone they want the ball in the hands of, it's going to be Wagner. Confident run up and missed quite badly with that one over the top of the the netting there, and a bit of a funny run up. He sprinted almost during the run up and kicked it very hard. Sometimes it's best not to kick it so hard and lace out the kick it from 35 metres out. He could have just went back and chipped it in, or made it through the just kicking it hard enough to make the distance, and more accuracy on that one. He just leathered it. Kelly behind the ball, couldn't take the mark, but done well to tap it to a teammate using his ruckman instincts there, but eventually it is going to be a stoppage. Kelly taps it to Giannini. We've pulled that many times as they go into the forward line. But nicely done to mark it in front of the action there, and Broadview clear it out. Wide, no mark taken. Needs to recover well and does. Looking for a teammate there, but again no mark, so pressure is tough by Payneham, not letting him out. Payneham run into the forward line now, looking for a mark. There's a few people there, goes to Hodges. And Jack Hodges in front of his opponent, nicely done. They had a few options there. One of them had a teammate, one didn't, but in the end worked out well either way, and beautifully taken. About 35 again, 40 out. Bit of an angle, but not as much as last time. They're coming in now. Right footer. This time too skinny. The points are racking up now for Payneham. They're missing a few. 4:16, 40 plays 6:10, 46. 12 minutes played. More scoring shots and only a 6 point behind by 6 points to show for it. So they want to fix that up, Payneham, if they want to win. A stoppage now on the wing. They'll take that right in front of the old scoreboard there. One of the fans just perked up there, thought that's a good place to watch from, and why not? Both teams looking for a clearance, desperate to get it out of there, but it's going to be another stoppage, or it's going to be a free kick on the way of Broadview. Actually just caught high on the far wing from us. A few options, Central making runs, but instead goes long towards the pack. Ruff is in front but couldn't take the mark. Teammates now helping out, but big tackle, nice tackle, holding the ball as well. A strong playing tackle on the wing. They play on quickly towards Wagner and a few others, but the ball goes over the top of them. Getting the ball now, getting the snap away. And eventually they get the goal they much deserve. Very nicely done, and a great goal to Viney, I believe. So he's back out there after hurting his shoulder earlier. And very, very nicely done to equal the scoring here at Payneham Oval. 5:16, 46. So Broadview kicked one more goal, but with the behind, it's a draw. 6:10, 46, all even. And that was all thanks to the tackling. That's why the coaches love the defensive efforts. Huge tackle on the wing, caused the turnover with holding the ball and straight into the forward line to the dangerous, towards the dangerous Wagner. And even though no mark was taken, clean by the Rovers to get that ball to Viney, who got the snap away. And now again forward, Hodges is there. Just falls in front of him. Good challenge. Sliding in, so it's going to be a free kick to Broadview, but pretty fair challenge from both, just to put their bodies on the line. Plays on quickly, the Broadview player. They're really playing on fast. Towards Reed, handballs it off to the running Hill. Hill looking for an attacking player and does.
Good hit, mate. Good hit, Carl.
Mulherron there with the ball. Could have been him or Russell. Both were in good positions for that mark. Mulherron gets it. He's going to have a kick from about 40, maybe 50, straight in front. A few options leading for him. Maybe they can't think he can make the distance, but eventually he goes for himself and kicks it nicely straight through the middle. Quick reply from Broadview to get that one. First for the game from Mulherron, and you see when they go forward, when they get shots at goal, making the most of it, and that could be the key to winning this match in a closely contested contest. To really hit the goals when you have the chances could be a big thing. And despite Paynham's dominance early in this quarter, they've not been able to make them pay on the scoreboard, and Broadview going forward gets the goal straight away. One goal each, despite playing 16 minutes and a lot of the game in Paynham's forward line. Going towards Nunn now, who's running hard again, trying to get the ball. And a few others trying to help out there. Eventually it's a throw, and it's a free kick.
25!
Smothered off the boot. So now they're going to go forward a little bit of a different way. Hodges looking for a mark, and the mark there was, but not from the player they wanted. Baker in defence with that intercept mark, and then just going wide, and now it comes back towards him. There he is now, Baker getting that one. Hill's there, he might be a little bit too wide, he might go longer, and instead does go longer. 2-on-1, but no mark taken. Payneham did enough to really put the pressure on. Well done by Samuel Scrimgower there to stop the mark happening. It's going to be a stoppage now. Trying to get it out of there if they can. It's Flanagan. Keeps going, it's Flanagan. And eventually gets caught holding the ball. Flanagan ran about 40 metres with that ball, trying to use his pace to create something for Broadview, but got caught and just lost it, and it's going to be the Payneham that get the benefit of that. Beautiful kick towards Altamare. And goes forward towards Viney. Nice hands. Good effort for Viney to get out there after hurting his shoulder earlier. Seemed to be in a lot of pain, but he's kicked the goal already this quarter, and he's looking to add a second. He kicks it quickly, straight through the middle.
Come on, boys!
Didn't dwell on it, went back to do his routine, kicked it quickly, even caught me a bit off guard, but if he kick it straight, why not? If it works for him, why not? And a big goal to make the scores level again. We got another draw, this time 18 minutes into the third quarter, and I mentioned finals earlier. It might be a bit too early for that. We are only in round 6, but both these teams seem to be pushing for those final spots. So when you get a close game, no matter what round it is, it could be crucial and could be play a big part in getting the points required to make the final. So very interesting game on our hands here, and we'll see what transpires if Broadview can get that one back, because they did earlier when they conceded. Very messy kick, not going anywhere really, so need to follow up clearance, and there it is. Nice body work, and Hill gets the free. Chips it forward, but too short. Hill's in there again, trying to get a bit of a follow-up effort, because that one just wasn't what was required. The kick falling short of his attacking play, a little bit higher, they might have got the mark, but hit the 4 first, and now stoppage. Soccer kick by the ruckman. Left foot snap. Wide, keeps going wide, takes a bounce before going out. It's going to be last possession rule. Mothersoul with the ball. Inbound towards Catalano. Down the line. Good physicality, put his body on the line. Dodson does well to sprint away from that pack. 1-2 to Dodson. Still going now. 1-on-1 in the forward line. Using his body low and knocks nicely. That fast movement by Payneham and the Dodson running down the wing, getting a few 1-2s, caused them to have a 1-on-1 in the forward line. And Kelly, the ruckman, using his body, resting forward and on track to kick his second.
Come on, Nick!
Nice mark, and he finished it off now to take the lead. Kelly kicks beautifully. Kelly going a long way for those Archie Stongs. He's been on fire in this game, and who wouldn't play good if the Archie Stongs are on the line for their first player. And very nicely done there by Payneham. From one end to the ground to the other. Caught Broadview's defence, who've been holding up pretty good, considering how many inside 50s they've had. Really well done there to isolate the 1-on-1 and gets the really good mark and finishes as well. Of course, this stream thanks to Dartfish, and talking about Dartfish, I'd love to see Dartfish in terms of the stats, and the inside 50 stats this quarter, because I feel like it's all been to Payneham. Another inside 50 now, having a shot. Last man on defence, just rushed it over. A bit of a goalkeeper situation. Fergus brings it out. They need a little bit of a settler, I think, Broadview, in terms of taking a bit of mark, and they're still playing on though. I thought they'll try and take a mark and slow down the game a little bit, just kill off the momentum a bit of Payneham, but instead they're still sticking to their guns, playing on fast. And it's going to be right on, just outside the 50 metres, going to be another stoppage.
There you go.
Forward now. Payneham going forward. On the wing. Handballs again to Nunn. Nunn takes a bounce. Takes another bounce. Inside the 50. Chips it nicely wide. And thought about playing on that time, but instead stopped and settled and going to have a shot. Nunn with the running bounce. Fueled them there and really broke the game up. Could have probably had a shot if he wanted to, but instead found a teammate to go back and have a shot instead.
Bro's got robbed again.
The shot coming now from about 45 metres out, bit of an angle. Oh, hit the post. The kick looked good, very high up on the post, and made the distance easy, but just hit the post on the way through. So we've seen a few posts, and it could be an important point though, so we'll keep an eye on that. "24 minutes played, so not long left. Straight down the guts go Broadview. Payneham are in front though. Looking to get the kick away, Broadview. They go long. 1-on-1, but Broadview have a player there helping out. The defence is running back to help out as well. Handballs it to the Payneham player now as they try and get it out of there. But Russell intercepts it. Handballs to a dangerous position. Can they get a kick away? Looking for a little bit of room. Ralph. Ball bobbling around. No room to move. As soon as you grab it, you get tackled, and very good pressure by Payneham late in this match. Big tackle. And a stoppage in defence now. 24.5 minutes played. 8 points the margin to Payneham. Hill trying anything to get it out of there, but again nicely tackled. And the pressure late from Payneham, still the fatigue would be setting in, but they've done well to just keep the pressure tight and keep tackling hard, not letting Broadview have any room to have a shot at goal or find a mark inside 50. But now Broadview find a little bit of a room for a kick. Can they mark it? The player in front is Payneham, so again good defending, and the ball's now just on the floor looking for a bit of room. Broadview picks it up nicely, has a snap, goes wide. Ralph is there. Can he mark it? Just couldn't mark it, over the top of everyone. And now the Payneham try and clear it through Scrimgower, Felix Scrimgower. Campbell's there. Can he pick it up? Bit of a push in the back. Yes, it is. Campbell there, push, so play on. Wide to Dodson. Strong mark on the wing, Dodson, as he reads the situation, tells everyone just to slow down a bit, we'll kill the clock a little bit as there's not much time left, not wanting to do anything silly. Long down the line, big Specky, but no mark. And the siren sounds. Very busy last few minutes. We had a few interesting moments, a big Specky, a few great marks, a few free kicks as well, and in the end it results in a Payneham lead. So every quarter been switching the lead. First one Payneham winning by 4, half time Broadview by 9, and now an 8-point lead going the way of Payneham. 3/4 time. We'll be back with you soon with the rest of the game. Welcome back to the game. 8 points the margin to the home team, Payneham. Straight out the middle, they get the clearance into the 50. Trying to get a snap away, does. Left foot into the pocket now, takes a bounce and goes over. It's going to be a last possession rule, but very quick start. Quick early inside 50 to Payneham. 7-18-60. The 18 could come back to bite them to 7-10-52. Payneham just finding their way in front. The lead changing each quarter so far. Now towards the wing, Russell's there and Hill's there. I feel like they're always near each other, those two very tricky players. As Mothersole now goes forward in their own respect to Payneham, but nicely cleaned up by Jackson there, and Russell to Hill, but the handball just over the top of him, and Felix Scrimgow gets that kick away, but to no one in particular, and straight to Jackson, left foot, dangerous kick, no mark, but the ball is bobbling around, the pressure's there, trying to not let them out, but clean hand by Anthony Giannini, helps get it out. Towards the wing, Chris Dunsig, running down the wing, takes a bounce and another bounce, looking up the field but still taking a third bounce, now kicks it. Big fly, big mark, Hodges.
This could be the game changer.
A lot of players inside the forward 50 for Payneham. Bodies everywhere as they look for a little bit of space. To the leading Wagner, but no mark. Oh, that was Dodson, so Dodson tried to get that mark with a bounce in front of him, and now Nunn with a clean kick inside 50. And Altamere with that nice mark. Again, Nunn just seeing things that no one else could see. The player freed himself up and took a nice mark. Altamere now has a shot to extend the lead. In a tight game, this goal could be crucial. Three bounces on the wing from Chris Dunsig, a nice highlight there, and used his pace to get the ball forward. The kick coming in now. Drifts wide again for a behind. The players celebrating thinking they've scored, but it is a behind. And another behind, so 19th for the game. Start of the game I mentioned a lot of rush behinds, but second half has definitely been of their own doing, I'd say, for Payneham. That kick straight to Nunny. So Nunn now, Matty Nunn with the ball. Never want to give it to him that easily. Kicks it beautifully to the wing, to the edge of the 50, and a nice mark taken. It's going to require his best from here, I reckon, about 15 metres out, right on the boundary line. Wagner with the ball, looks confident in having a shot. In the end, centres a big pack of players. Can they mark it? No mark, which is not too much of a surprise, but the ball looked to have a shot, hit the post, but instead it's going to be a boundary throw-in. Just went out of play before he had the shot. Stoppage deep inside Paynham's 50 now. Hodges in the rock, taps it down, looking for a quick snap or anything, but the congestion is too much. Another stoppage. Running out of the defensive Flanagan, who just kicks it long. Russell does well to mark it. He turns around quickly, needs to play on fast before the defence can get settled, but goes wide. Goes sideways. Sideways and not the best kick, so his teammates under pressure to get the ball. Hill
Come on, hit him.
Quick hands. Spins around. Saint into the 50.
Punch, come on.
Tries to clear some room so he can mark it, but the defence holding up and finding that mark to relieve pressure. Play on, tackled over the boundary line. So it's going to be a boundary throw, and this time inside Broadview's 50. Fergus in the ruck. Bit of an interesting ruck combination there with Fergus against Kelly. In the end it's a stoppage. This time the umpire will bowl it up. We'll see if Fergus stays in the ruck or is that just a one-time thing. He is there, so taps it wide towards Jackson, kicks it forward. And again, just another stoppage. This time a little bit deeper in the forward line. It's going to be a boundary throw in. 6 minutes played. 9 point the margin, just a 1 behind so far in this quarter. The snap coming quickly from the stoppage and a goal! It's going to be a goal here as Broadview just quickly at the stoppage does a quick snap, and a couple of the players going around and shaking the hand of Fergus. So they're very happy with this work in the ruck for that goal, and a big goal coming in the first goal of the fourth quarter. Not too sure exactly who got the goal. We'll keep my eye on who that was, but very nicely done by Broadview. And makes it interesting. 3 points to margin. 7 minutes played. Clearance from the Tigers. Ralph's there, but it's going to bounce in front of him. Needs to be clean. Snaps it towards the boundary line before towards the pocket, and now over the boundary line. The crowd showing the support right there on that in that pocket. A big group of them sitting on the grass. Good local league level footy here, as good local footy as we love to see the crowd getting involved. Another boundary throw now deep inside Broadview's attack. Taking out the ruck, snap. They're celebrating. It's another goal from a stoppage. 2 in a row from a boundary throw in. Takes it out the ruck, or a quick stoppage kick, a quick stoppage snap, and they hit the lead, the Tigers. From 3 points behind to 3 points in front. 2 goals to 0 this quarter. And Broadview with 2 goals in 2 minutes, both from the same play. They won the clearance, Broadview as well, very easily. So let's see if Payneham can fix up and not let them out that easy. Back to the middle, so back to having Reed as a ruckman. Kelly taps it wide. Nunn's again running hard, nice tackle, so trying to get the ball when he couldn't, he does the tackling instead. It's going to be a repeat stoppage. Snap forward by Catalano, just on the edge of the 50, marks nicely. Wagner spins around quickly, looking for a mark, does. By Harrison Viney, he's got 2 in the third quarter after hurting his shoulder early on, so we know he's back from that and he's fine to have an influence in this match. To hit the lead back, Payneham have a shot now, about 30 metres out. Bit more than 30, probably about 35. Coming in now, but again, too skinny, another behind. 20th behind for the game, if you can believe. Those behinds can come back and might come back to hurt them, but for now they might get a repeat inside 50. Beautiful mark there by Mackenzie. Mackenzie goes forward. Same spot, but this time the mark won't count. Free kick against him. Or a bit of confusion here. The umpire giving away free. There was a free kick there according to the umpire. He just pointed the wrong way, so it's a bit confusing who's actually got the ball. But it will be a repeat kick now by Viney in basically the exact same spot as earlier. So he had a bit of a practice shot earlier. Bit of a guiding shot, they say. So let's see if this time he can get a different result. This time goes the other side of the post, so adjusted his kick to not go skinny, but this time goes the other side, so another behind. These behinds will play a big part in this match. 21 now, and 1 point the difference. "11 minutes played in the last quarter, 1 point the difference." Don't go anywhere on the Dark Fish stream. We've got a big few minutes coming up. Ralph running a long way to help out in defence, but doesn't take the mark. Now Payneham look for a snap at goal. Hodges goes wide. No mark taken there as they look for a bit of a snap, but big tackle and another stoppage inside the 50. The clearance coming here, the desperate kick away by Broadview, but a free kick's been paid somewhere. Down the field free kick, so Broadview have the ball. Hamish Ralph with the ball. Goes inboard to Hill. Looks up the field, not too many options for him, might have to go long down the line. He does eventually go long down the line towards the two ruckmen. Good battle out the back. Clean hands to get it forward to Fergus, who taps it to the ruckman. Usually it's the other way around. Reed passes it off to O'Leary, but the kick to the advantage of the defender. And Haynes with that nice intercepting mark goes wide to Shirley. Inboard to Mackenzie. Mackenzie goes towards the wing. No mark taken. It's going to be boundary throw in. Right on the wing, centre of both 50s. Of both 50s. So it's going to be a stoppage out there. On the far side of the grandstand and where we're sitting as they try and get it away, but again a stoppage. "13 minutes played, 1 point the margin to the away team, the Tigers." Big tap by Reed. Finding a bit of room, using their pace, but just running out of space. It's going to be a boundary throw in now. Thought he got away with it, the Broadview player running down the wing, but went a bit outbound. So about 20 metres from Broadview's 50, there'll be another stoppage. The other side of the old scoreboard this time. Clearance coming from Payneham. Tried to sock kick it away, was the defender, but it went past him. Payneham now want to make the most of that, but another strong tackle from both teams there, so it's going to be the umpire's ball in the centre square. He gets on with it. And a high tackle. The free kick getting reversed. The umpire off the ball saw something, so reverse free kick long into the 50 mark. A there's something else happening here, so a bit of confusion with the umpires. It's going to be a free kick.
Free kick.
Not exactly what for, but a bit of confusion all around. Umpire off the ball, paying a free kick to reverse it, and then a free kick when it goes inside 50. The crowd thinking he'd mark it, but nonetheless, we're on the way here. Action still going on. Spins out of trouble. Giannini does well to get it forward, but sitting in the hole, and intercept mark by the Tigers defender. Switch of play, running hard to receive the switch. His teammate didn't see him until late, so couldn't go there in the end. Stuck in the back pocket. Broadview, how are they going to get out of this one? Taking his time for sure. Play on now. Long down the line, Reed's there, but doesn't reach him. It's going to be a free kick on the way of Payneham. Free kick for Broadview. I think the umpire pointed the wrong way, so free kick to Broadview. It's going to be Morgan. 2-on-1 on the wing, but does well to get the ball Boras away. Hill's there using his pace, running towards the 50. Bounce, messes up his own bounce a little bit, and boundary throw in. Hill just running down the wing, had a few opportunities, had a chance to get into the 50, but the bounce not the best from him, so dribbles out for a boundary throw in. Just outside the forward line for Broadview. Kelly takes out the ruck, but it's going to be a stoppage, I believe. Bit of wrestling going on from the ruckman, so just waiting for them to stop and get settled. Giannini does well to get a little bit of room for a handball. Going forwards now through none. Looking for Dodson, does well to go in front. Running away from there is Altamere. Pass to Deviney. Morgan's there to intercept, needs to be clean, he is. A nice mark by Jackson. Jackson to O'Leary, quickly plays on towards Boras, pulls up a little bit, sore but continues quickly. Looking for Fergus, mark. Fergus now 17.5 minutes played. 1 point in the lead for his team. Broadview will want to kill all the 30 seconds he has here and waste as much time as he can before hopefully nailing it for his team. Helped out in the ruck, helped out in defence. He's been a bit of a utility play for them, Fergus. He's going to get a shot on goal now. Coming in with a beautiful kick straight through the middle and could be the sealer here. They got the ball to Jackson, who did very well just to handball off to the running O'Leary. He used his pace, everyone knows how fast he is, and found a good mark with Boras. Boras quickly again played on and Fergus, who finished nicely. So 7 points to lead to Broadview. That 7 points could be crucial. 1 point more than a goal, of course. So 18.5 minutes played now. Back in the middle, good tap by Kelly, but Broadview's the ones that's going to get the advantage of it. Towards Fergus and Ralph. Fergus again, just couldn't get the handball away, so Socky kicks it. A few players there trying to get rid of a big tackle. And a stoppage just outside Broadview's 50. The umpire goes quickly, looking for a kick away. There's going to be another stoppage. They run one-on-one behind the ball for both teams. No spares yet, still time. Good clearance from Giannini, looking for a mark, but it's the mark taken by the defender, not who he wanted to mark it. In Baker. Baker goes wide to Saint. Saint has a player wide if he wants to handball it to him, he does. In O'Leary looking inside. looking for a mark but goes over the top of all of them and needs to be clean here. Stanzo to clean it up, trying to switch the play through Haynes. Haynes does well to find his teammate in Chris Dancy. Played on, nearly got in trouble but had the pace to get out of that trouble. On the wing now. No mark taken, play on. The tackle makes the ball loose and again Payneham got the numbers and the teammates there to handball it to and get inside 50. Looking for a mark now, over top of everyone. There's a few too many players there. It could be a rush behind, but instead he decides to keep it in. Probably smart with how close this game is, and the Broadview now trying to get out of it, but no mark. Needs to be clean here to get out of there. So smother coming from Payneham. A little bit too slow to clear it, and the smother came. And now Broadview eventually do get the wobbly kick away and tap towards the boundary line, but not too deliberate. Hit it well with Fergus, so it's a boundary throw in now on the wing. 21 minutes played. No one in the ruck for a bit of confusion here. I think they want to redo the throw. It was a little bit too short, so we'll just go back and do that one again. Look for the midfield of Payneham to get up here for clearance to get the ball forward. That's what happens through Catalano. And now Mackenzie pushing up higher than he usually does, helping out on the wing and trying to get the ball forward. Gets a big bump in the process, but all fair. A little bit slow to his feet, but he looks like he's good to continue. Pushing the back, going to the ruckman. Ruck infringement, so Reid with the ball. Reid towards Ralph. Hamish Ralph does well to disguise again to get a boundary throw in. 22 minutes played. 7 points the margin. Could be a crucial 7 points. Wagner helping out in the rock this time. And Chris Tanseg. And Giannini, big tackle high.
Get up here, you fat pig! He's on a pie!
Giannini to Wagner. Wagner into the forward 50. Looking for a snap or any little bit of room to get the ball forward, but a stoppage again. So really trying to slow down the game is Broadview, taking those marks, getting stoppages where they can. Now trying to get a snap away and was tackled holding the ball. Good effort there by Campbell. Tried to get the ball away quickly, but was just caught. And Broadview, big tackling pressure. Big pack on the wing and just punched towards the boundary line. 23.5 played. Payneham will want to get a goal soon, because they need 2 to win the game. They'll want to get a goal soon. Time running out. Time running out for Payneham as they need 2 goals, and Wagner in the ruck now helping out. Trying to get the ball forward at any cost. Bit of a scuffle here as Broadview trying to waste some time. No one in the ruck, so just punched wide. And now a big kick down towards Fergus. Fergus using his body well, protecting the space, and then just getting tackled as soon as he gets it. Good work there by Fergus, really using his strength not to let the ball progress forward and trying to keep the ball from moving too far either direction, which can be useful with not much time left and a 7-point lead. Punch coming from Wagner forward. Clean hands and clean kick from Nunn. Dodson finds Scrimgower. Caught in a big tackle, not holding the ball, could have been, but didn't have that much time with it, so the umpire will throw it up. You can see the desperation of Payneham is getting a forward at any cost, any way possible. Caught high was Giannini. Plays on quickly, smart, into the forward line, needs a big mark from one of his teammates, punched to the back. Campbell's there, tried to pick it up cleanly, but again the pressure from Broadview just to keep it from moving too far. 25 and a half played. They'll need a goal probably from this stoppage situation to have a chance. Very congested, about all the players except for about 6 or 7 off in that big section in their forward 50. The desperate kick away from the danger zone by Broadview, now down the wing to no one in particular. The bounce, lucky for them, just stays in, so no deliberate or no last possession rule. But good courage there by Mother Soul to put his body on the line, get the ball forward at all costs. Trying to get anything they can to get it forward, and the opposite for Broadview, just clearing it any chance, just kicking it into the territory game, trying to gain metres. And a nice intercept mark for Broadview now. Takes his time to just slow the game down. And that's the siren. 7 points for Broadview. He's going to have a shot after the siren, but the result won't change either way. Broadview with that victory here away at Payneham has a shot late for to try and get anything else, but nothing else giving there, and a big win for Broadview. They'll be happy with that one, coming away to Payneham at a very difficult venue to come to, getting that victory after really pushing the undefeated Shock last week, and were behind at some points, behind at three-quarter time, found a way to get in front with 3 goals in the last quarter to Payneham not kicking any. I think the story of this game will be the 21 behinds to Payneham. A few of them were rushed, to be fair, so not all of them were missed kicks, but a large amount of them were. And 7-21, 63, 10-10, 70 here at Payneham Oval. Looking at some of the goal kickers, we have O'Leary with 2, a lot of ones all across the board. There's a few goals there that were missed, so go out and check it on page 2 who scored them. But overall, a very good effort from Broadview and a very good game from Payneham as well. We're in front at three-quarter time, probably could have won it with the scoring shots they had, having 28 scoring shots to Broadview having 20. But in the end, the goal kicking counted, the defence was good by Broadview all around, and good contested game all around to secure the victory for the Tigers. Some of the better players from both teams quickly. For Payneham, I really like Dodson's game. Kelly in the ruck was huge all day, kicking to himself as well. Nunn was always good. Wagner is always good. Viney coming back off the hurt shoulder kick too, it was huge. As well as Kristancic on the wing was good, and a few others. As for Broadview, the winners here, I like to look at Boras was good, as well as Reid in the ruck, so both ruckmen performed very well. Fergus in that last quarter was huge, helping out in the ruck, helping out forward, kicking a goal, which was ultimately the sealing goal. And as we take in the scenes here, the home fans a little bit disappointed, you can tell from that that game, as they maybe could have won with all the binds they had. We'll have a look who the best player was, give him the Archie thongs. Thanks to Dartfish for this stream, and the Footy, Filming Footy, Adelaide Footy League, all our other sponsors. Thanks for being with us today for today's stream. We've had a really good game on our hands, and a good result, and could be a big result come final time, with a 7-point win to the Broadview Tigers away from home against Payneham Norwood Union. That's all from me, Judd Gosson. Have a good day, have a good night, and we'll see you next week for more Adelaide Footy League action. I know what to say at the end. Yeah, very good.